Well, good afternoon all. Well, it's not from the off-grid cabin, but it's from the Catrine campsite. So I'm pulling in here to Catrine tonight and going to camp up, and then tomorrow we're off to Julimar where I'm meeting up with a mate and we're going to do some bush camping out at Julimar. But what I thought I'd do is just show you my little setup of how I've got the van set up, just pulling up on the side of the road here or in the Catrine campsite. So let us spin around. Here you go. You'll see it all down there is all full of caravans. It's actually packed. The river, the Avon River, is just down there. I couldn't get a spot by the river, so I've had to come up here. Yeah, I'm right next to the toilet block, but I'm not worried worried too much because I'm only going to be here for the night. So tomorrow morning I'm off to 2J for breakfast. Meet my mate up in at 2J, and then we're off into Julimar. But this is just the basic setup I have for the off-grid caravan. And yeah, I do most of my cooking. Don't worry about the little bit of chocolate. It's a little celebration for being back out here again. Do most of my cooking on that little propane and little butane cooker there. Works a treat, and don't have to worry about cooking inside. So I just thought I would bring you the start of this video, because we're going to keep going for the weekend. I'm away for 2 nights, 3 days, so maybe later on we'll get some tea, cook, show you how that works. And then tomorrow we're off to 2J. Right on with my nice hot cup of joe. So let's have a little bit of a look around this campsite. So behind me there's a whole heap of caravans. And there's also a whole heap of caravans down there, which is down by the river. So we're going to go for a little walk down by the river and have a bit of a look. There's a car coming. So there is a train line just over there. So we've got the freight trains coming through all night. So it was a kind of a noisy night last night. But, you know, you get that. Some places you camp up, it's quiet. Some places you camp up, it's noisy. But everyone's still in bed, so I'm going to be really quiet. I'll have a bit of a look at the few of the vans that are floating around here. Shh, nice and quiet. Don't wake people up. It's absolutely packed. Look at that behind me. She's a busy place. And just down here is the river just behind me. So let's go have a look at that. So it's just come around from the campsite, just onto the Catrine Road here, where the little bridge crossing is and where our campsite is. Give you a bit of an idea of the river. So here it is there. So you've got the camp just in near the campsite where all the camps are, and of course we've got the river. Now this is the Avon River, and this is the Catrine, which is halfway between Northam and 2J. So look this way and we can see the Avon River up there. So it's a nice little spot to camp on. It's just pretty busy because it's pretty popular, and well, if you're anyone like me, it likes to camp out in nice quiet areas by yourself. Sometimes they can get a little bit busy. All right, that's enough here from the campsite. It's a really cold morning still, so it's still pretty chilly. I'm going to go inside and get myself sorted to pack up camp. And I'm going into 2J this morning, and my mate's coming up from Perth. He should meet me in 2J. I'm going to get some brekkie, and then we're going to go out to the Julimar campsite. Now, one thing I want to say about my mate, he, for a living, installs four-wheel drive accessories, dual battery systems, all of that lovely stuff I know my subscribers are going to like. So we're going to have a look at some of that systems. He's actually got me a little special surprise from iTech World that I've got him to order in for me. So we're going to be testing that out on this camp as well. So let's move on. We're all going to click off because this is going to get too boring. And let's get out into 2J and get out to Julimar. Alright, so this is the town of 2J. Nice little wheat belt country town, and I know just a spot just up here for a coffee. So I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee, wait for my mate to come and turn up, and we're going to go and hit Julimar. So stay tuned if you haven't clicked off, because we've got some more exciting camping coming up ahead on the channel for this little trip out with the off-grid van. Bloody bird just stole mine. Look at that. Bloody birds steal your food. No more. You're trying to eat my food. If you're in 2J, it's got a shop that's devoted for Christmas and it's absolutely fantastic in here. Worth a look, definitely, if you're ever coming into 2J. Have a look at this. What do you think, Brett? It's impressive, isn't it?
It's crazy.
It is. And it's open all year round. It's absolutely fantastic, this shop. Look at that. What's that?
It just keeps going.
It does. It's a big shop. It's very impressive. Tempting to sit on that, but I'll probably break it. Righto, so we are in Julimar Reserve now. We just need to find somewhere nice and quiet to camp up. So we're just heading down this road here like this, and hopefully somewhere, I got my mate ahead of me. I got him to go in front and he's going to scout out an area and find a good spot for us to camp up. We have found a nice little location. I'll be able to get the territory in with the little caravan. So when you're going to go down this little track here, and it's going to take us to a nice little spot to camp up by a little creek. Well, you want to go down through here? I'll probably get through there. If I get stuck, you'll pull me out.
We've got straps and shit.
You know, is that soft bottom? Well, you want me to try it out with the territory? Take your ute through it, and if you can get through, we'll soon know. Hey, Brett, where's your winch?
I don't have one. Sitting in the lounge room again.
What happened last time we did that? So you reckon through here? What about all those rocks? I'm going to rip the diff out on the axle out on the van up on those rocks up there, though. It's tempting.
One eternity later.
Righto, we finally got ourselves set up in our beautiful location here out at Julimar, and I'm going to run you through the setup with my little camp shower and toilet, and then we're going to have a look at my little item that I've got from iTech World, and we're going to look into that. So firstly, there is where we're camped. So I've got Brett over there. We're going to look through his vehicle later because this is his business, doing off-road four-wheel driving accessories and power systems. So we'll go into that a little bit later on, but let's have a look at the setup here. So even seeing we're on this side, we're going to go straight to this, get it over and done with, because this is my little camp toilet. So when I'm set up in a location for a little while, I put my toilet in here, and then there's my shower, which is my bucket of goodies for the shower, and that plugs into the power supply. Then I can, trip over that and get myself a shower here. Solar panel out. I've got the solar panel charging the King's battery in the back of the territory here. We are going to be modifying that and changing that because we've got a little iTech World device here. But at the moment, with that there 160 watt panel, I'm getting 140 watts going into the battery, which is really good. So I did say I was going to show you the fridge in the back of the territory. So this is the Champion fridge that I have as a freezer. So this is where the frozen food sits. So frozen food's in the back of the territory, and in the caravan I use the other fridge for a fridge. King's battery in the back for now, with the little solar charge controller in there for the moment, but it's going to change because I got this little device here, courtesy of IQ 4x4, who hooked me up with iTech World, and we actually got one of these little systems here. So it's a battery box. So what do we got on it, Brett? Can you, without getting you too much in the video for the moment, just use your hands to explain what's in it. So we've got, what do we got here?
So we've got some USBs.
So you've got USBs there. So that one is a power delivery, and then is the Quick Charge 3. What do we got on that one? Here's going to be the hands. So we've got two Quick Charge 3 ports there. What about this one? That one is a straight accessories plug, and I think that one's the same, as well as a master on-off switch. Now up the top here we've got a 25 amp DC to DC charger, and we're going to be trying that out today here in the campsite. So, oh, I nearly forgot, we've also got some Anderson plugs here. So this is a input Anderson plug for the DC to DC charger. So it's a 3-pin plug for your ignition line there, and then this is your solar input for a solar panel, which we are going to be testing with our panel very shortly. This is a 175 amp output Anderson plug to run an inverter on it. Now on this side we also have a couple of outputs. So these are 50 amp Anderson plug outputs as well. So we've got heaps of Anderson output plugs on this device. Brett's going to lift this up because Brett, being Brett, and myself of course, got the drill over there. We took the cover off, so this is covered up here like this, just to have a look at the wiring inside there, just to sort of see how good the wiring. What do you think, Brett? What are your thoughts on the wiring on that one?
I think it's reasonable, unless everything's fused.
Everything's fused. The cable sizes are okay, but Brett always likes to oversize cables. It's always a good thing. So we're going to test this out and see how the cables go. Anyway, that's keeping Brett out of the video because you're going to see him later on. Okay, so we've moved the solar panel over to the caravan here because what we've done is we've set up the iTech World power box here and plugged the freezer into it. So we're just having a play around at the moment and sort of seeing how this goes, sorting out this meter here, which is our voltmeter. Although Brett did, because he does all the off-road accessory stuff, he has a lot of supplies because that's actually his work vehicle over there. We're going to go through that in a second. So we might even be putting maybe one of these in here today while we're at it. What we're going to do during the day, we're going to be testing that iTech World box out, and then we'll bring you some results later on in the video. But what I want to show you is I want to show you Brett's four-wheel drive, because he's actually built this himself, and this is part of his business of how he set this up. So I might have to get Brett to come over here in a minute to show me. But this is the canopy that he's put in. Oh, look at this. I just like this. Like a little light. This is his Business IQ four-wheel drive, so he's got this here. It's kind of like a little disco party. We had the music playing on earlier on. We've got the air fryer. We're going to plug this into the inverter. We're going to, later on in the video, what are we doing? We're doing the
Pork belly.
Pork belly. So we're going to do pork belly in the air fryer, and that is running. That's going to be running from the Renogy inverter. That's a 2000 watt inverter. So I'm just having a look up here. So he's done a little bit of a interface here. So that looks like his Renogy shunt. We're probably going to put one of these on the iTech World box and try that one out. And this is control. So what do we got here, Brett? So we've got an interior light.
You can turn that one on.
That one there comes on. Oh, okay. So if I turn that on like that, that's his interior lights for this box. He made this himself. I'm really impressed. And that's one thing I do like. It is a difficult one because he does a lot neater work than me, so it's always embarrassing when I show Brett some of the stuff I do. He looks at it and he tries to be nice, but he reckons that, you know, I could be a bit neater, because he's very, very specific on neatness and tidiness, and it definitely shows in his work. So let me spin around again and let's keep going. So, right, so we've got that one for his light. This one,
Rock lights aren't hooked up
the
yet.
rock lights are not hooked up. That's your air compressor.
Not hooked up yet.
No, okay,
Still
not
working
hooked that
on
one. So working on that one at the moment. That's your fridge.
So the fridge turns on and off, just isolates the fridge for me.
That's your isolator. And
that isolates my power sockets, so all my USBs and power for in the canopy.
Okay, yep.
The fan isolates the shunt and the fan thermostat.
Yeah, rightio.
So in summer, that thermostat will turn the fans on when this gets to 40 degrees.
Ah, right. So these are thermostatically controlled. So that's set at 41 degrees. At the moment it's 28 in here. Yeah, right. Okay, that's quite handy, because he's actually going to be sleeping in this tonight. And obviously I'm in the van because he's been that flat out doing all this work. He hasn't really had a chance to get his camper sorted out. So can we jump around the other side? Let us have a look at the other side of what he's got in here, because boy, has he got some he's got some goodies. Just while Brett's not looking, I'm going to open up this drawer, because this is some of the stuff he carries out to our customers' places. And look at all the
shunts.
He's gonna start wanting to look, battery isolators. I don't know, all this. Oh, what have you got now? Oh, look, in-vehicle chargers. This is torture. It's torture. It really is. But anyway, those drawers, Brett, you've done them yourself.
So I had their drawers built for me.
Oh, okay. You see, you built
I
those.
had them custom made by Dunn and Watson.
Yeah, rightio.
But I ended up painting them black.
Yeah, okay. For that, yeah. And your fridge, you've got an Ingle, so you've got a drawer fridge.
Little Ingle drawer
Little
fridge.
Ingle drawer fridge. Okay, that's a nice. I got most of the food in our in the caravan. There was kind of the idea is I'll just bring all the food because he's been flat out with the work. So
I run this as my secondary auxiliary fridge. I also have a little console fridge in between the main seats.
Yep.
That I use every day.
Yeah, rightio. And what do we got going up here?
So 50 amp DC to DC charger.
Yep.
That's Red Arc. Then this one is the relay control box for the switch panel.
Yeah, rightio, the switch panel up over there, yep. And that one?
This one's all my MIDI fuses for all the bits and pieces.
That's where all your fusing goes.
And this just down here is the battery. 200
Oh,
battery.
so that's a slimline battery.
Super slim, ultra slim.
Yeah, right. What brand of battery are you using in this one?
That one's a Newton Power.
Newton Power. So you're trying that out. How have you found it? Good?
I like it. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
rightio.
200 amp hour discharge, 200 amp hour battery.
Yeah, right. Right, so that's just a quick little look in Brett's setup. Now, we're going to be doing some testing on a few things here, and I'm not going to bring you that testing process because it's a lot involved with that, and this is kind of what we do when we get out camping. We test a lot of this stuff. But once we've done some testing, we're going to bring you some results. So if you're liking your setup, give it a thumbs up. If you got any questions, just put them down in the questions or in the comment section, and I can certainly ask Brett what those, or what's the wording I'm looking for? Ask Brett, tell Brett your question. You know what I'm talking about, that type of thing, but he'll be able to sort that out. All right, I'm going to go and get myself some lunch, grab that pork belly. We're going to do those pork bellies, or we're going to do some, you want to do the pork bellies, right? We're going to do the pork bellies on the air fryer. Okay, so Brett is getting the pork bellies prepped for us. So he's cut them up. We'll cut the skin, because that's going to fry right up, isn't it? So we're going to put that in the air fryer. He's just chucking some salt in that. So let's get that up onto the air fryer. Bring that over here. So we've got my air fryer. It's going to be plugged into the inverter here. So you're going to plug that into that one there. I'm going to see how the air fryer goes. Just lift it up and put that on the other side of the... There we go. Look at that. That is going to be a nice dinner too. And then we just press the on button, and then you kind of select your temperatures and so on, if you can see it. But right, let's see how that goes. And we're not getting any weird beeping or anything out of the inverter. It's a 2000 watt inverter, so that should do that easy. Oh yeah, that's right. He's got his. All right, let's have a look. He's pulling 100. He's pulling 135 amps. 1.7 kilowatts is what it's drawing out of the batteries. We've decided we're going to put one of these on that I2 World box, so that's today's job. But we won't video that process, but we will show you the after installation. Righto, she is done. Just going to turn that off. And what's it like? Oh, that is going to be really nice. The question is, how much power did that consume? I think we're about 96%, where we'd have to look back in the video. So we've probably used, what, 15% of a 200 amp hour battery, roughly, to cook this. And we had this in for about 20 minutes. So that's not bad. That has cooked it really nicely with the 2 kilowatt inverter. So it doesn't have to be a Renogy inverter. It can be any, put this back here, it can be any type of inverter that you want. It doesn't have to be Renogy. It can be a Kings, it can be a iTech World, it can be a Red Arc, depending on what it is. But a 2 kilowatt inverter with 200 amp hour does this really easy. From air fryer to plate, there is our pork belly lunch. We are going to enjoy this lunch. That is mine, I believe. So I'm going to enjoy this pork belly and a bourbon for lunch, and then we're going to get on to the iTech World power box, and we're going to put that shunt in it. But my cameraman Brett, you need to get into yours as well before it gets too warm or gets cold and the cellar gets warm. Okay, so we have now put the Renogy shunt and power meter into the iTech World battery box. So we've been running some tests on it, just checking to make sure it's working. So I just thought I'd show the little setup here, because I know some of you on the solar side like the little setup. So on the back of Brett's four-wheel drive here, we've been doing some testing, running it through different systems from the input plugs here. But this is the Renogy screen that we've put on the box now. So that is telling us what is coming in. So it's a little bit more information than the iTech World voltmeter. So we can see from our solar panels, we're getting around about the 3 amps coming in from the solar panels, but we are running out of sunlight. Now, Brett did have his car running before, and we tested it off the car, and we were getting about 20 amps, 21 amps coming in from running it from his car plugged into the DC from his alternator. So that's kind of what we do when we're out here. We've got all these gadgets we play with and test, and just trying to get everything tweaked nicely so we can bring these videos to you and give you the information of what you need to do when you want to build systems like this. Geez, Brett, it's like a mini bar here. He's got the neon sign going, and you're pouring the, what are we drinking tonight? We are drinking
IQ Jacks.
Oh, you've got
stuck a sticker on
really? Okay. Yeah, we've got to hide the branding so we don't get upset the yeah. So that's what we're having tonight. So you'll just need the music playing, which you're going to do, but we're not going to put that on YouTube because I'll get done for music copyright. So, but he has got his speakers right here, so we'll be able to put on some music very shortly. But yeah, I can't do that because I get pinged for copyright if I put music on. So, all right, that's it. We're going to go and get some tea and bring you some footage later on of our nightly campfire. Righto, it is getting dark and we have tea cooking, so we better get over here and get our tea cooked. So we have got some steak and sausages for tea with some salad and some potato salad, as well as up here Brett is cooking up some chips in my air fryer. He's quite impressed with that. It's been really nice on this trip, and we have 73% of his battery still remaining. So I am going to grab my drink here like this, and that's probably going to be about it for the video for today in the camp, because we're running out of light for the camera. Another thing I've done too is I've repositioned my solar panel here for the morning sun. See, it's west behind me, and then over there's east where the sun's going to come up. So in the morning when the sun comes up, that's going to start charging the battery in the caravan.
Day 3.
Righto, good morning here on a lovely Sunday morning out at the Julimar campsite. I thought what I'd do is, I've got my morning cup of joe here, I've just got up, and I thought I would show you how Brett camped up last night in the back of his four-wheel drive. Quite a neat little sort of setup of how he's done it. So we just go over here, and yeah, well, he basically slept in the back of his canopy. So I'll just go and turn on his light here, and you'll be able to sort of see How did you go? You comfortable?
Yeah.
You look really comfortable there.
It's no fun to get out to go.
No fun to get out though, because you got to like, yeah, drop down there. But anyway, how much power's on your battery? Let's have a look. Why is that light not going on? Oh,
Top button.
I did hit the top button. I've got to hold it, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There it goes. So now I've screwed something up because it's flashing up. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so 46%. So last night you're on 55%. Now we're down to 46% on a 200 amp hour battery. So you've got 91 amp hours left. So you've got plenty of power on the 200 amp hours to running multiple fridges and everything you need to do. But you have conned me into, he's actually conned me into getting some dim sims out, and we're going to run the air fryer because we're having dim sims for breakfast, yeah? So that's what we're having. Anyway, while Brett's going to get up, I want to show you here, because I'm going to go for a little walk, but before I do that, I've just been doing some editing. There we go. I've just been doing some editing of our footage. So I'm just doing running through an assembly edit for the footage I'm doing, so kind of a little bit behind the scene. But I've been powering up the laptop this morning with the little iTech World small little power pack here, and charging the phone up. So I do use this, even though I've now got the bigger one, I'll still use this one because this is very portable, very handy. And it doesn't have to be iTech World. I'm not trying to push their products at all. It can be any brands. It can be a Jackery, it can be a Blue Eddy, or whatever brand you want to use. This just happens to, this is what I've got. And it's powering it really nicely, charging up the laptop battery while I start to try and do some editing, because I've got a lot of footage to edit in this video. But what I want to show you is I went for a little walk this morning, and to have a look at this little creek here. So I'll just go through here. I've got to go through this creek, little creek crossing here. So I'm going to go through the creek crossing because there's a nice, well, I shouldn't say creek, it is kind of a stream. And if I screw that up, you're going to get me falling in the water. That would make a really good bit of video. So let's go over here. Have a look at this. This is really nice. So have a look at that. It's a nice little stream. Just goes winding down there through the bushes. So we've got the air fryer here going, cooking the dim sims, and we're going to put some chips on with that as well to use it all up. But what we're finding is, because we've been using the air fryer a lot, that we're starting to really take a fair bit out of the batteries, and Brett's batteries are starting to get down, and we've got less time left on his battery before the BMS shuts down. So what we're doing is we've got Brett's four-wheel drive running now with his 50 amp DC to DC charger, and then we've got a couple of my solar panels out here like this. So I've got the 160 watt panel there out, I've got the 100 watt panel there out. Yeah, I know there's some shade on it, but the sun's still trying to come up through the trees, but this is better than nothing. And then we've got that linked up through to my Victron controller, the little portable one I brought, and that's going into Brett's battery. And having a look here, we're still pulling around about 80 amps out of his battery. So we've got, with a 50 amp DC to DC red arc charger and the controller here with the solar panels, it's enough to be able to get us to cook some breakfast. So it goes to show, when you start bringing appliances like electric kettles and air fryers and things like that, that's when you really need to start upping the size of your battery bank, as well as the amount of solar panels that you will want to bring with you on your trip. Righto, so camping weekend is finished, so I'm just heading out of Julimar in the car, and going to be heading home to do a lot of editing to get this footage up for you. So we just finished the afternoon off with a little bit of four-wheel driving in Brett's four-wheel drive. So that's it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and like always, wait for the next exciting video that's going to be coming out on the Off-Grid channel. I think I'm pretty right to head out to here, and and head home. See you next video.